Are you sure about that?
Positive.
I heard you thinking is more relative to going like down the street instead of across.
No.
See, that's when the video pod would have been useful, because then people could have seen that. I don't know how many people are going to get that joke. Some of the dark friends will, for sure. I know one particular person, JP.
The dark friends.
Yeah, my buddy JP, he's going to be all over that one, like immediately off the hop. That's his jam. He's one of the sickest motherfuckers I know, for sure. He might actually give you tips. Refine the process.
If you're calling him a dark friend.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, at the same time, he's one of the most positive human beings I know. He just wants to help people, Jerry, no matter the situation.
And through the darkness.
Oh, man. Darkness, lukewarmness, whatever you want to call it.
Darkness.
That.
That's another one for you.
And there's another segment of fans that are going to get that one. JP might not get that one, but some other people will.
Darkness.
Oh, my God. That was good. Oh, man. I didn't realize where I was going with that. That ended up being a beauty, Jerry. Great job.
Yeah, every now and then. That's what happens when I start thinking.
Oh, boy. Let's try not to have too much of that. All right. We don't want to promote seizures here on the Fucked Up Fantasy Football Podcast.
None of that.
None of that shit, for sure. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Fucked Up Fantasy Football Podcast. Co-host Corey Roussel, Jelly Rodriguez. The pop of the cork for me is wonderful old Forester. 1910. We're going back to a little bit of those cake. Oh man, that sweetness on this shit is crazy. I'm still amazed at how they do that with whiskey, for sure. Cause I got some shit on that stuff on that shelf, so it's just like oaky, like that fucking Garrison Brothers. Yo, that shit that's got some oak to it. Body. Jerry, where are we going today? Where are you at the bourbon table?
Messing with the old benchmark today, the foolproof. This sumbitch is 125 proof. We ain't playing today.
Yeah, that's what, 62.5%?
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ. Hey, my math is not too bad. Hey, you like that? I did that all up in the head.
That's that jet fuel I got right now.
Baby, damn. Yeah, I'm not meeting you. I'm not meeting you there. I'm just gonna chill. I'm actually below 100 today. I'm only at 93. I know I'm usually the one pushing the envelope in this motherfucker, but I'm chilling. I am leading the chase on this, though. I'm long past you. So, hash rosin, folks.
That's okay.
Island Genetics Cannabis up here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. They do not sponsor this podcast. We're not advocating anything. We're not telling anybody to go purchase or anything, but Island Genetics has that fire. There's no two ways about that shit. I have some amazing hash rosin that's been produced out of that facility, and congratulations actually to Island Genetics. Let's give them a little bit of a deep shout out here on the show. Island Genetics, one of the top 10 hash rosin, actually just SKUs overall, I believe, in the province of British Columbia to open up the year. So it's some decent shit, Jerry. The people are going nuts. They love it. Full disclosure, might be the chief cultivation officer for them. Do us a favor, smoke our stuff if you're in British Columbia. If you want it in other markets, hit me up. We'll see what I can do. But a lot of medical patients in Australia want my shit right now, so get in line. Boys and girls, get in line. We are here, Jerry. It is the divisional weekend. We're into week 19, which is super interesting. I'm kind of excited. These are 4 very, very, very good matchups. Can we kind of talk a little bit, though, before we get into it? Can we talk about how ridiculous the head coaching hiring process is in the National Football League?
Oh, please go right ahead, and you can lead the way on that one, since unfortunately your team is going through a vacancy, and
Todd
drama that comes with it.
Todd Monken spoke with somebody on Tuesday, and he's talking with another team on Friday. Like, what are we talking about here, kids? Can we just, like, let these people fucking coach their teams into the Super Bowl and leave them the fuck alone? Like, I know it's virtual only. At least they made that adjustment. But this is fucked. Like, you got to be focusing on the prize here. Like, I'm betting on Todd Monken to deliver an offensive scheme that is going to propel me to lots of money in my pocket. So I really think that people shouldn't be allowed to start the hiring process until after the Super Bowl.
Across the league, or
oh yeah, across the league
that have nothing. You know, they're eliminated. They're at home. They're just chilling.
Nope, nothing. No interviews, nothing. You're chilling. The league, it's like it has to be part of like the off-season part of the league, which I think officially starts like a couple weeks after Super Bowl ends, but figure it out. Like there's no reason to be distracting people when you're already, like, especially as a coordinator. Like if you're a coordinator and you're trying to you're about to literally coach in one of the most important games of your coaching career. Because as Sam Darnold's going to find out as quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, your performance in the last couple of games is really going to matter how much money you get paid and your opportunities in the National Football League after those games. So if you do not deliver as a coach, I think you devalue yourself going into that process. And you should be at the top of your game. You should be focused. You're like a fucking racehorse that has blinders on. That's what this should be. So I don't think it's fair to the candidate, and I don't think it's fair to the team that's actually doing the interview. How can you focus when tomorrow when Monken talks with the Bears? How are you able to even hold a conversation about that in all seriousness? Like, honestly, what can you really answer those questions to your best of your ability when you're about to go into what, like, you know, if there wasn't conferences, this should probably be the Super Bowl this year. Like, that would be, you know, no disrespect to the Detroit Lions, but like this is a potential Super Bowl matchup if there were no conferences to separate these teams apart, you know? So they need to change it. And I mean, the Patriots process was a fucking joke. Like for say what you want to say about the Rooney Rule, but Robert Kraft just made that look like a fucking Looney Tune show. Byron Leftwich was never going to be the fucking head coach of the fucking Patriots. Are you kidding me? That's who you're interviewing as your fucking minority candidate is Byron Leftwich? Byron Leftwich. Like, it is, I don't know. It's a joke, Jerry. It's a fucking joke. So I think they should wait. I think they should wait a bit.
I see your perspective. I will play devil's advocate in a way, though.
As you normally do.
These coordinators, though, you would have to think ultimately their life or career goal at the moment is to eventually become a head coach, and they know that if they don't interview, you're not gonna get hired. So they're accepting the interviews first and foremost. So even, you know, the most focused individual is still, you know, hey man, I want to be a coach. He's gonna go do this interview. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, there are only so many jobs in the NFL, and when you have an opportunity to get one of them, I guess you take advantage of it. I'm not disagreeing with the whole perspective of, yeah, it could get them off focus, or it's time being wasted on something that has nothing to do with what the team goal is, and that's ultimately win a championship. I agree with all of that. But as we know, it is a business, and when you have, you know, 32 multi-billion-dollar franchises battling for one prize and the attention of every red-blooded American, North American, and even some Europeans now. Oh, and Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. Can't forget about Brazil. You guys listen to us. The amount of money that's out there to be made, they can't. I guess they can't pass up on it. I think it'll be news if we ever hear of a candidate who's in the midst of a playoff run deciding, you know what, I'm not going to take any interviews until I'm done. I don't care. Like, if the jobs get filled, they get filled. I'm fine. Like, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. That would make some news, So, yeah, I get it. I agree with you. But that's just the way it is, and I really don't think they're going to change it anytime soon, or ever for that matter.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. They can't even fucking get their shit together and ban the motherfucking tush push, which just seems like the easiest, most like football move they could do.
It has to do with scoring, and if you're gonna score touchdowns are good for the league.
Give the fucking ball to Saquon, bro.
I agree with you. Trust me.
Even half the time. Half the time, Jerry.
Had Saquon on his team. I get it.
Jalen Hurts is a cunt. That's some foreshadowing for you. The Houston Texans are on the road in Arrowhead, vaunted Arrowhead, facing the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are minus 8.5-point favorites. If you're into the over-under of that type of thing, it is 41.5 points. Jerry, I'm opening the show on fire. Houston Texans plus 8.5, and I'm taking the under. There's no way in hell that I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs in points this year at this point in time. I have consistently been on this podcast and have showed y'all why I should be on Canadian and American Idol, double champ. Frequently my saying is Patty in the points, bah, bah. But we're not going with Patty in the points because Patty in the points hasn't worked this year. I think maybe once or twice potentially all year long. We're not doing it. There is a thorn in the side here, though, because if Joe Mixon does not play, I definitely want the 8.5 on Kansas City. I think that that Joe Mixon is definitely beast mode. He is the absolute straw that stirs the drink in Houston because the Houston pass game is just hilarious. John Mechie can't catch, bruh. That dude is worse than Stone Hands. That was a rough outing for that man last week. I mean, God bless you. You got me paid. I super appreciate that. However, that was rough. That was rough. CJ Stroud is definitely having a sophomore year. He looks like a slightly better Jordan Love. Slightly. Sometimes he just makes throws that are unconscionable. The interceptions are just like, that's some ugly football that happened last weekend. But I do think the Kansas City Chiefs win this game. Unfortunately, I really wish that I could say Houston, but that is more so with my, heart than head because I have a lot of money on the Baltimore Ravens and I just want all their competition to fail in the wind. But Kansas City Chiefs win this game. Houston Texans are covering the spread. Molly takes the Taylor Swift Chiefs. She's going with the Chiefs on the money line.
Alrighty, well, Brooke too is going for the Fighting Swifties. I agree with the under, absolutely. I want to take Houston, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and take KC. I think Houston played the best game. I know this is going to be painful.
Lone Wolf.
This is going to be absolutely painful.
Yikes.
This is going to be so painful. No, I'm not. Well, yeah, you are. So I just think Houston's not going to have the kind of offensive game they had last week. Patrick Mahomes has never lost a divisional game. He's, I believe, never thrown an interception. His numbers are pretty damn good in the divisional round. I think this is going to be a heavy dosage of him just spreading that ball out. Then it's going to be the Pacheco show. And that KC defense is going to completely shut down Houston. I don't think it matters if Joe Mixon plays. It does matter to Houston, clearly. I think the KC doesn't make a difference. I think reluctantly, I think they're going to run away with this. And by running away, it's not a lot. It seriously looks like a 23-10 kind of game.
Bruh, Mario Edwards, Will Anderson Jr., and Daniel Hunter are going to cause madness on that defensive line of Kansas City.
On the left side.
Those dudes.
But they're going to find ways.
Oh, they're shifting.
They're shifting. They always find ways. And the fact that Mahomes is mobile. He can move around. And he's fucking dangerous when he does that. And then you got good old Taylor Kelsey, looking for the little gaps in the zones, and he just happens to be open all the fucking time. Let's not forget Hollywood Brown's back on the team.
He's whatever. He's fucking trash. I don't give a shit about him.
He's had a few weeks under his belt though. I think he breaks out. I think he's gonna break out and have like a really big play or two.
Dog shit, trash.
And then of course Nuke. So it's. I think they're gonna really do something.
Mario Edwards or Daniel Hunter is gonna rip through the fucking B gap, and we're gonna hear it in our brains. Mark my words, Jerry. There's gonna be a point in time where we're gonna see this, and in your head, it's gonna happen, and this is what's gonna go down. Will Anderson is gonna be saying, "You're gonna die, clown," and he's gonna fucking eat Mahomes alive, and Mahomes is gonna have a lot of trouble. And I think that we're going to see Wency boy in this game. That is my call. I think that the Houston Texans are going to run Mahomes ragged.
Okay. I'm
looking forward to it. Oh yeah, it's
gonna bold.
We're gonna stun the world. It's gonna go down. But I really believe in the Houston Texans this weekend.
But you just said KC's gonna win.
I do. They're gonna do that. Like, it's either gonna be like one of those like blocked field goal, like block a Texans punt or something. Like the Texans are gonna boot it down there to like pin Mahomes deep, and they'll like block the punt and run it in. Like it's gonna be some sort of there's like some. I think Taylor Swift is part of the lizard people. And like not getting into the conspiracy too deeply, but like her and Zuckerberg are homies on another planet. And there is like some sort of like fucking voodoo going down. And it's like, she's like the marionette. She's the one who's controlling all the refs. Has to be. Because like some of these calls are like, I think I texted you like a few weeks ago. I was like, now I kind of understand why people are saying that the Chiefs and the refs are in bed together. Because this is some shady shit. But I'm just saying, Lizard Swift is marionetting this one, and the Chiefs will somehow, like, just some complete fuckery.
So she's from the land of the lost.
It could be that Kendrick and Taylor are going to do a secret collab at the Super Bowl halftime show if Kansas City makes it.
Oh, my God.
I definitely just made that up.
What's he going to do? He's like, hey, Taylor! And then she's going to come out. And then she's going to be like,
I mean, I'd be pretty stoked. That'd be fucking hilarious. Like, that would just, like, melt the internet. Like, the internet would die if that happened.
She'll be out there, turn your TV off, turn your TV off, turn your TV off, turn your TV off.
I'd be down. I'd fucking die laughing. Like,
die laughing.
Yeah, the internet would melt, bro. Like, the internet would melt.
I'm melting right now. This is ridiculous.
Just saying. It's going down. So, so just for reference, we're 19 minutes in. And we already started talking about the lizard people conspiracy. How crazy can this get, Jerry? The Washington Commanders are on the road in Detroit. This game opened up at -5.5 and has squeezed to -9.5. Ooh, that's a move for the Detroit Lions at home. If you're into the over/under type of thing, we are at 55.5. Jerry, I'm going to let you open this one because I know that you've been having a problem. Trying to figure out this one. So I've given you enough time to finger bang about it. Like, let's hear what you've been diddling, boy.
I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna do it live because this is the only pick I haven't written down. So, Brooks on Detroit. So, she's doing well there. I think. I don't know. I can't get a fucking read on this game, man. I'm really unsure. 55.5. Like, even that number has me like because Detroit's defense is really not there anymore. They'll get a stop here, a stop there, but they're not going to hold anybody an entire game. And Washington has a great offense, so Detroit, we know they have a great offense. They can put 30, 40 on anybody they want. I guess I'll go over on that then, reluctantly. Fuck it. Detroit's gonna walk them. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna lay the 9.5. Oh God, this hurts.
We over under?
Such a huge. Both numbers are huge, but no, I took the over because I think there's going to be little to no defense played, and it's indoors. Weather's not going to be an issue. Jaden Daniels is going to be just insane, and if there's one thing Detroit is really bad at on defense is stopping the quarterback rushing. Like you can if you're a quarterback, you can run on Detroit. They do not cover the quarterback whatsoever. Like that fucker goes over all the time. So I don't even know what that number is. It's probably like, if I had to guess, I don't even know if it's out. I'd say it'd be at least 50. If anything, I'm trying to find it right now, but
well, I'll give you time to find that.
I think he's gonna be running for his life, though. Honestly, like he's gonna score, he's gonna do some things, but I don't know, man. I think the fairy tale ends. Jaden Daniels 54.5.
Interesting.
He can probably get over that.
Molly's taking Motor City Dan.
Of course, man.
I played the kneecap interview for her, so she could understand why we love Motor City Dan so much. I don't know if you've like gone back and watched that press conference since he's been hired,
Not in a while.
It's pretty interesting. I recommend it. It'll get you fired up. It's hilarious. He's definitely winging it, but he just kind of rocks it. It's great. The Washington Commanders have definitely been an interesting franchise to watch this year. In an actual good way. They've been relevant in the National Football League, which might sound weird coming from a Dallas Cowboys fan. However, it's always good when the NFC East is a really strong division. I've learned that over my 20 years of fandom with this fucking team. So it's been difficult to watch them because they have been doing so good, and they've been able to show that they've been able to get rid of their fucking Nazi-like owner and like actually turn things around. And the entire city seems to be about that. And even though the facility still sucks and it's ranked one of the worst facilities in the league, everybody seems to want to go play for the Washington Cumbuckets at this point in time. They're like the hottest team in the NFL right now as far as like culture turnaround is going, and like where like a organization is going, like potentially in more of like a player swing because it's been in the other direction for so fucking long because Dan Snyder's a fucking douche canoe. The over under on this thing is really difficult to say the least. And my issue is that I don't know if the Washington Cumbuckets are going to score enough points to put this over. I see the Detroit Lions fucking dropping a bomb. This is not even going to be a close football game. The Detroit Lions definitely, I'm taking -9.5. This is going to be a statement game for them. I believe that they are just going to stomp on the Washington Commanders this weekend. They have such a, it's, I talked about this last week, but the Washington Commanders are not a diverse offense, and I don't really understand how the Lions are going to be able to, let the Commanders score a bunch of points on them. The Lions defense is not terrible. They have some studs in there. They have a decent pass rush. Their linebackers are pretty studly, and their cornerbacks are good. I don't know if Terrion Arnold's back. I really hope so. I haven't really followed up on that, but I'm a Detroit Lions fan here. This is definitely their year to make some noise, and they will have a rightful berth in the NFC Championship after this weekend, as they rightfully should. It's been a lot of fun to watch the Detroit Lions for once. And I'm really, it's, I love the fact that it's a one and done tournament, because that's what makes the National Football League playoffs so cool. But, it definitely kind of sucks that one of these teams are losing this week, because they've had really fucking good seasons. And, I kind of want them to see play another week, to be honest with you. But, this league's for the winners and the losers, and go Lions, go.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Did you settle with the over or
Oh,
under?
yeah. Wait, I'm going to take over. Like I said, I'm definitely concerned that the Washington Buckets aren't going to score enough points. I definitely see a 40 bomb happening here, but I just honestly don't know if the Commanders can get a couple of touchdowns and a field goal to help me out. So we'll see. Philadelphia Eagles are at home, Lincoln Financial Field, home of the NFL's only jail inside of a stadium. Minus 6-point favorites. The over/under, if you're into that type of thing, is 44. Jerry, I'm gonna let you swing first here. Let's hear what you have to say about this interesting matchup.
My lovely bride, she likes the Rams, or as she likes to call them, LAR, L-A-R. I too am going to take the Rams plus 6. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm riding the bandwagon. I'm on the hype train, whatever you want to call it, for the Rams right now. They are playing good football. Problem is, they can't stop the run. Saquon shredded him last game. I'm hoping that isn't the case this time. This is also because I just can't stand the fucking Eagles. So there's some heart behind this. I just fuck the Eagles, man. Fuck them. Fuck you, Mike. And 44, let's go under.
Bro, Mike's getting married in September.
Congratulations, fuck you, Mike.
Fuck you, Mike. And fuck you, Mike, for having your wedding on a Friday. You're a cunt. So, I gotta make that shit happen. Fuck. Fuck you, Mike. God almighty. Damn it, Jerry. Oh, this is so dumb. Fuck. I have to change my pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you were just going to go against me no matter what?
No. It's just we didn't even talk about the results last week, because I don't even know. We skipped right over it. Let's cover this here, because this is very relevant to what I'm about to do. Brooke 1-5. So she's giving you a chance, Jerry. You have a legitimate shot to catch her. This is good.
Wow.
You didn't really help yourself out, though, and only doubled that win total and got 2. So that wasn't really the greatest. Drew went 3-3. I went 4-2, and only pick Miss Molly got wrong was Sam Darnold. Molly again 5-1, which she is now at 59-33. 59-33. Jerry, I have been in this thing with you. We're in what, week 19? I said, right? Is it week 19? Right? I think it is, right?
I do believe you said
20,
that.
week 20. Because we have 18 weeks now, and then there was fucking last week was wild card. So now we're in week 20. I misspoke. We're in week 20. So I've been through 19 weeks of this. My wife has been undefeated, I think, in 4 or 5 of those weeks. That's a stupid average. And she's only had one loss in like 3 more. So she's gone undefeated or one loss in half the weeks this year, basically. So I know well enough now that if you two motherfuckers are taking the Rams and I'm about to take the Rams, that I need to take the Eagles because Molly took the Eagles. And I know that it's like a point spread money line thing here, but something just tells me that I need to take the Eagles, unfortunately, because I'm learning, Jerry. I'm learning.
Sure.
I have written the over because I did have Los Angeles like covering Philadelphia's win, but you've convinced me about Saquon. I do think that, and if it isn't Saquon, like their secondary ain't shit. They got nobody out there that can fucking.
Yeah, but who's throwing the ball though? Because like fucking Hurts isn't throwing the ball. We discussed AJ Brown's not doing anything. So.
Well, AJ Brown's got a serious injury going on. I think that's clear at this point. Something's definitely fucked up. I know everyone's banged up, but he's definitely got something going down. But I mean, Skitty Bad. Dude's been playing out of his mind with AJ Brown down. That's just, he's been good. All of a sudden, they got this fucking Calcaterra fuck catching balls out of absolutely nowhere. Jahan Dotson caught a motherfucking touchdown pass last week. Shout out Washington Cumbucket's former draft pick. I mean, the Eagles are getting it done, dude. And we know, come on now. There is, white hair and balding happening over here. So we've been watching this game for a little while together. Stafford can Stafford.
Yeah.
He has some really, really, really negative tendencies when he is under pressure. And I think even with Nakobe Dean down, that there's still going to be a fucking massive problem for the Rams. Massive problem. So I'm going to take reluctantly the Eagles at -6. Like I said, I did have the Rams +6. I'm changing to Philly -6. I'm taking the over, and obviously Miss Molly is fly Eagles fly. Fuck. Oh man, Jerry, go ahead, my brother. Take the last one of week 20 in the National Football League, sir.
Well, this one is the matchup of the weekend, I would think. The one everybody's talking about. You got Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens heading up to Orchard Park. That was totally Boston. Orchard Park, New York, to visit the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen.
Your new team.
Where you have the what?
Your new team.
My new team, yes. I've just joined the Bills Mafia.
Yeah, do you have to wait till next season? Like, are you allowed to like?
Yeah, I mean, I can root for him now, but I'm
Okay, so it's like a transfer portal type of deal where you got to wait till the off season.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Before it's like for real.
I was trying to sort this out here and see where when I can say that you actually cheer for a team in New York instead of New Jersey. It's going to be a landmark day here at the Fucked Up Fantasy Football Podcast.
It's gonna be cool. I might have to get some merch.
Ooh, I'm down for that.
Man, this game is going to be insane because you have the two quarterbacks who one of them is going to be the MVP of the NFL this season. And it's opened up with Buffalo being favored. I believe it was 1.5, and it's flipped all the way around. It's Baltimore -1 with a 51.5 total. Brooke has gone with the Baltimore Ravens. I, too, have gone with the Baltimore Ravens. I just think in the end, Lamar's going to find a way. I think that the Ravens do have an edge defensively, although both defenses have had their ups and downs this season. I think Baltimore's kind of righted the ship a little bit more. Jared Allen is gonna play his game. I mean, we've come to expect that every week. It's very rare that we see like that bad Jared Allen anymore. It's like he's locked him away. Like that guy's gone. Hopefully he doesn't show up though. Lamar's gonna be locked in. I feel like there's just a mission, and he's just got a bigger purpose this year than he's ever had before. Just because I think he's heard the talk, even though he says he doesn't listen and all that stuff. But he hears it. He knows what's going on. And having Derrick Henry back there it's just, this is what they got him for. Games like this, where it's cold as shit. You're not really going to be throwing the ball too much. If you are, you're not going downfield much. It's going to be in the trenches. And I just think that the Ravens are just going to be better equipped and better suited for this type of game. Real close game, definitely close game. I mean, it could be a 1-point game. So this may even push. If you're going to take Baltimore, I mean, you might as well just do money line, honestly. Either team, to be honest with you, because the one really doesn't make that much of a difference unless you're okay with pushing. As far as the total goes, though, I have no idea. This could be an absolute shootout, but I have a feeling it's not going to hit this number. I think it's gonna be a sweat, and I think it's gonna fall just short and just stay under. But it's gonna be an awesome game. I'm looking forward to it.
Interesting. I thought about this one for a long time. This is actually the one that I thought about the most. I have a decent amount of money on this one. And not like this one in particular, as we all know as longtime listeners of the Fucked Up Fantasy Football podcast this season. I put a decent amount of money on the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl in like week 8. So that's going to fucking pay. So you have to go in it with a clear head in that kind of way. And I am a huge fan of the Buffalo Bills this season. They just seem to like pull it out at the sneakiest times. That dickhead James Cook decides to all of a sudden be relevant in the National Football League when you least expect it. And I 100% agree with you. There's definitely one of these quarterbacks that's going to be the National Football League MVP this season. And I'm 100% sure, especially if they win this weekend, that Lamar Jackson is going to be the National Football League MVP this year. So there's something about the Baltimore Ravens and winning without Zay Flowers that week that really impressed me. That was something else. And Mark Andrews didn't really get involved either. They just fed that fucking human beast mode of a train back there, Derrick Henry. And it just kind of paced itself from there. Oh, and the Baltimore Ravens have a good defense. They play really well together as a unit for sure. Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game. They definitely have a better defense than the Buffalo Bills. That's absolutely undeniable. The Buffalo Bills have one of the most porous defenses in the National Football League. And so it just doesn't make sense to me. I have no idea, and I hope it's fucking just freezing cold up there, because that is all the more reason for those scrawny-ass defensive backs over in the Buffalo backfield to just bounce off Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's going to go off. This is going to be another, like, I say about 90 on the low side and 110 on the high side. This is going to be a dominant performance from him, but it's also going to be complemented by Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson has 2 rushing touchdowns this weekend. And it's just going to be another statement game, just like the Detroit Lions. Because I think those two are probably going to be in the Super Bowl if they continue to play the way that they are. So I'm all about the Baltimore Ravens. Like I've mentioned in a few spaces now, there's only one other jersey that I own in my closet that I've ever worn from the National Football League that is not the Dallas Cowboys, and that is the Baltimore Ravens jersey of the one and only Ray Lewis. That man is the embodiment of a National Football League monster. and get away with murder in a white suit. Fantastic, right? I love the Baltimore Ravens, man. Again, they're a really strong football team, and I think now that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been surprise eliminated, that the Baltimore Ravens fall next in line for being a more complete football team than anybody else out there. Go Baltimore. I'm taking the over because this is going to be a fucking shootout. We've got Derrick Henry with a pair. We got Lamar Jack with a pair. It's going to be a good game. Probably Isaiah Likely is going to sneak in there because he's an asshole. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be the best football game on this weekend. I really don't see how anything else is going to beat it. I have good news for all of us, Jerry.
What?
Molly took the Ravens.
T-Bride.
It's going to be interesting, Jerry.
It is. We're down to the final 8. And then final 4 next week. It'll be championship week.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be real. I'm super excited to see what happens after that because, oh man, yeah, no matter what, I think both championship games are going to be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore, KC, and Detroit, Philly. Those are going to be slobber knockers. No.
Out of the 8 teams that are left, I don't consider any of them being like a fluky team that shouldn't be there. They all earned it. Like, I'm not like, oh, fuck that team, they got lucky or whatever. Like, no, every one of these teams did the damn thing and handled their business, and they're all worthy of their position currently.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Fucked Up Fantasy Football Podcast. Your co-host, Corey Roussel, Jerry Rodriguez. I 100% agree with you, Jerry. This is definitely a year where I don't feel shortchanged. The only way I'm going to feel shortchanged is somehow, and I think you mentioned this last week, if the Philadelphia Eagles make it into the Super Bowl, I'm going to fuck you, Mike. A Friday? Mike. I don't live 2 fucking blocks away from you anymore, bro. I gotta take a fucking ferry and fucking days off. God almighty. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck. Fuck your Eagles. My God. Like, I miss the days when the cuntiest thing about you that mattered was that you were a Tottenham fan. And that's always going to be just disgusting, like, dirtiness about you. But when your Eagles are playing well, it blows. I need them to go back to the shitty Eagles of yesteryear where nobody really gave a fuck about them. They could forever be at the bottom of our division, Jerry. I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't either.
Right? Fuck them. Good luck to everybody this week. If you are playing your DFS, I hope you score lower than me. And if you can place your bets, win that money, fools, because you ain't fucking betting against me. I hope you fucking take all the house's money. Fuck them. Let's go. Get paid.
Just tell Molly.
Basically.